There he is.
What's up, my friend?
Look at this handsome.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Super good.
Thank you for taking the time. I know you're busy right now.
You're about to be.
Um, that's for sure. Can you tell me about what's happening with you right now, so that the wonderful people watching can understand?
First of all, big shout out to everybody in Rudy's community. I've known this incredible dude for a long, long, long time. We have some epic stories of early Vine that we can share. And I just love what he puts into the world. So that means I love everybody watching here. I'm wildly busy because I'm in the midst of my NFT drop called V Friends. Actually, very inspired by the hat I'm wearing, CryptoPunks. 10,255 tokens, all these different characters, empathetic elephant, all these different kind of like cool, like almost like Care Bears meets Star Wars.
You guys got to check this shit out. It's awesome. The designs are awesome. It has an incredible collection, and it's super exciting. Good for you, brother.
Thank you, brother. And so you have a sense of like the things I care about putting out into the world, and I'm going to use these characters to do it. And it's going extremely well. I'm looking at it right now, just staggering. Like, you know, $20 million in sold NFTs in 24 hours is just like, my brain's falling out of my head. Stunning, flattered. I did some interesting stuff. I put a ticket to a 3-year conference called VCon, which is like a Coachella meets Davos Tech, South by Southwest. We did a bunch of cool things with it, but I'm really excited about it. But to be frank, when you said, hey, you want to jump on, I wanted to actually genuinely listen to what you're doing. And then obviously read all the comments here, because a lot of people are really starting to learn the NFT thing. And, but it's going extremely well. Thank you for asking.
The craze that is NFT. I was actually late to the party, but was quite fascinated by it.
You know what? You're not late to the party. It's kind of like actually back to our first meetings. I always remember that meeting when I had all of you over into my office.
Yeah. Oh, for those of you who don't know, the OG Vine fans, Gary was the first person to invite me into his office in New York. This is like 8 years now, right? Or if not more. And for creators like myself, I was just telling stories. I wanted to tell stories, make music. I was obsessed with the looping of vines. I was obsessed with the fact that there were almost no parameters other than you couldn't edit, you couldn't upload. It was extremely organic, extremely raw, and difficult to create. So I was obsessed with it, and I was just approaching the whole thing from a storyteller, creative nut standpoint. And Gary was like, "You realize you're building a business." And I was like, no, business, that you're already speaking a different language. He was like, no, what you're doing online, this is pre-Instagram video. This is pre TikTok, all that. Gary was like, he introduced the idea of monetization and building businesses and translating views into building an empire. So forever grateful for that, Gary.
Happy to do it, brother. Anyway, I just think we're in this very special time where people can bring a lot of value. And I think, but it's about authentic things. Just like you, I knew that you were going to break out because I was looking at every Vine and I'm like, this kid is really the thing. He's, this is what is in him. He wants to do this. And so I'm really happy that that's what played out for you.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Yeah, go ahead. Tell me about yours.
Not dissimilar to what you're doing. I'm dropping my own. Yes, Barbara. Shout out Flash. Yes, 100%. Conchita. Yeah, I'm dropping my own. It's inspired by it's called synesthesia, right? Which you and I have talked about this before in the past. But this is it's essentially, I'm a synesthete. I've had synesthesia for as long as I could remember. Which is essentially a condition in which the brain links a person's senses together in a rare, somewhat unconventional manner, which prompts unusual sensory responses to stimuli. For example, a lot of synesthetes will explain their experiences as hearing colors or feeling sounds or tasting shapes. For as long as I can remember, I've had what is considered chromesthesia. There are over 70 types of synesthesia, and a lot of people have them. They don't even know how to diagnose it. I thought I just had a musical OCD or an anxiety disorder. And then the more I started educating myself on it, the more I realized, I think I have this. Certain chord progressions or melodies or instruments evoke this sense, is a sense of color. It's essentially what chromesthesia is. Like a B flat major always feels like blue, like a light blue to me. But when played on another instrument, it could be a different color. But another thing I have is what they call ordinal linguistic personification, where I essentially personify certain ordinal numbers, letters, dates. I associate personalities with certain visuals and also certain sounds and types of music that I hear. So this phenomenon that is synesthesia, I don't see it as much of a debilitating condition for myself, even though for a lot of people it is. For myself, I see it more so as an asset. And it inspired this project that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And the birth of NFTs and my coming to the party of NFTs was the catalyst for actualizing this idea. So I decided, is there a piece of technology? Is there a machine that translates music, MIDI signals from musical instruments into paint on a canvas, into visual art?
Cool.
I can't paint, but my music can. So in 2 weeks, because that's all I had before leaving town, I put a team together. An incredible team was able to design this machine that essentially translates the MIDI signals from my piano into nozzles that spray paint according to the rhythm and dynamics
cool.
and velocity of what I'm playing. And then the NFT correlation is that I figured, could I create a collection where music is the artist? So I created 4 distinct physical paintings as well as the digital versions of those paintings that are the NFTs, and the collection drops tomorrow. It's the most stressful and most exciting thing I think I've ever done.
I love that. And so when's that coming out?
That is tomorrow. I'll be dropping the video in the morning, and then the NFT drop is officially tomorrow at noon Pacific time.
I love that. And have you been like paying attention to the NFT space at all?
Yeah, man. I've been living and breathing for like since I became interested in it, and there's so much happening, and the pace of it is miraculous, and it's constantly moving and constantly evolving. And when you wake up, the whole game has changed overnight. And you know, not since early days social media have I seen something so unpredictable and addicting.
I totally agree. It's just such an unprecedented time with innovation.
Yeah, I mean, to say the least. So what stage are you at now? Yesterday was the big day. It was the drop. My drop is tomorrow. Now what?
And then you want to be part of that community and make sure you bring value, right? Like, I think it's all about love and value, right? I'm looking at all these comments about the Palestine and Israeli situation, and I'm like devastated, because negativity amongst separate parties is the most devastating thing in the world, right? Obviously, I've been in my cocoon. I saw the headlines this morning, actually, for the first time, because I haven't been sleeping. Mm-hmm. And like, just the thought that like anybody wants to do wrong by each other, and that region has had it. America's had a very difficult period of time with its own self, within its own self. I think, you know, for me, what's so amazing about creativity is it's the opportunity to put out love instead of hate. And to me, what now? I have to read everything about how I can bring value to the community that supported me in this launch. And so for me, now what is establishing empathetic elephant and patient panda, you know, and all these characters, accountable ant, right? You know, like, how do I build these out? How do I make this my Care Bears, my Transformers, my Pokemon? That's what I'm, you know?
And spread it. Love. Help. Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of people creating, a lot of talent in this space, a lot of opportunity to give artists a voice who otherwise may not have had them. And I think it's our responsibility that we have the time, energy, and resources to help give those people a voice. I would like to invite artists to use this machine that I almost accidentally created to see what their voice looks like, what their music looks like, you know?
I know I've got to run in a minute. For everybody who's watching, Rudy and I are we're going to go on Clubhouse tonight. I know you've got a room that I'm looking to join.
Yeah, guys, go. I promoted on my story. Go check it out. The invite is there. We'll go on
all the Gary Vee people here, please go to Rudy's account, swipe up that, because I'm going to join him. This is a kid that I've always wanted to support. he's a truly good kid and has worked hard and like is creative. Like I'm actually genuinely excited to see what you're gonna put out.
As I was yesterday when you dropped yours. You got more to come. You got a few more dates, right?
A few more days. I'm going right back to it right now, so I'm gonna bounce.
Evan, thank you so much for having a couple seconds and being able to tell the Believe Nation a little bit about Empathy Wines. It means a lot to me that you would take this valuable real estate and time on your channel to give me some love. It means a lot. It's just good karma points, and so you're awesome. Thank you. Believe Nation, if you're into wine at all, go to empathywines.com. My whole career's work was poured into producing a wine that rivaled $40 to $60 wine for 20 bucks a bottle. I'm just super excited about this subscription-based wine business. You can order 3, 6, or 12 bottles in subscription form, rosé, white, red. If you search on Instagram or Twitter, you will be blown away. People are literally like, I don't even like Gary Vee, but the wine's good. Super proud of the effort. Thanks, Evan, for the time. Wishing you guys all happy and healthy.
If you want to learn how to market on social media like Gary Vee, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.